Hello, I hope y'all are having a great day. It's January 17th, and today I'm going to be talking about, going to be looking back at this weekend's, or really, I guess, today and yesterday's pretty significant winter storm that we saw across the east. And I'm also going to be talking about uh, pretty much just the next week. And yeah, so thank you for watching if you are, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So these are our snowfall reports for the southeast for yesterday and today. And we can see, let me just get the legend here. Uh, had some pretty good reports around the Gainesville area in Georgia. Some pretty good, like 6 to 8 inches in a little area northwest Georgia there as well. Let me try and zoom in on the Georgia area. Having 6 inches reported in some areas there. And 6 inches reported up to the north of Gainesville as well. Pretty decent accumulations all the way down to Lawrenceville, the Winder area. Decent accumulations around Rome as well. We can see the most snow that was limited further to the northeast, though. You can see Greenville, Spartanburg saw a good half foot across many areas. Even some reports of 20 inches on some of the higher elevations in western North Carolina there. And continue going northeast, just following this up. We can see a good couple of inches in like Winston-Salem and Greensboro, North Carolina. Maybe even an inch around Durham. And moving to Virginia now, it's a good several inches, kind of to the north of Richmond. Richmond down to Danville, northwest. And then we move into the DC area here. You can see much higher totals further to the west, kind of by Harrisburg and into the mountains. But then DC, good couple of inches reported in most areas. We continue going further north, and now we move into areas in New York, PA here, where we saw a good several inches, and maybe up to around 8 in some areas, and further to the west, though. Look at some of these accumulations in western PA. Pittsburgh, a good half foot. You can see Pittsburgh in there. Let me try and get this. There we go. A foot to the north of town, and look at this in northeast Ohio, though. A ton of snow, like over a foot, almost a foot and a half in some areas. So pretty significant there. And then even western New York, we saw a lot as well. There's reports of over 20 inches there. I think the highest is 22.8. Let me just try and zoom out here. So yeah, it's pretty much what we saw. A lot of snow across the mid-Atlantic states, the Northeast, and into the areas of the Southeast, the higher elevations. So yeah, I mean, not a bad little winter storm. Brought some snow to some more southern areas that don't really get it a whole lot. I haven't seen it in a while. But now it's time to look ahead. So we have this tomorrow. We're gonna be looking at we have this little kind of clipper system up in Minnesota and Canada there. Not too impressive, but maybe bringing some snow to areas of in like northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, UP, and Michigan. Maybe even some snow showers in the northeast. But then we see this. So we have looks to be maybe a deepening low about right here. Some kind of front, maybe a stationary, or not stationary, it's probably a cold front, if I had to guess. Definitely a cold front. Stretch out like that, and we can see colder air. Maybe a little snow event in Kentucky. This is Wednesday night, maybe a snow event in Kentucky, West Virginia. Clearly see the cold air behind that. And doesn't really fully make it to the southeast. It all kind of gets blocked by the mountains there, but we can still see some snow maybe in Virginia. And it doesn't seem like this is going to be too significant or too big of a deal. There's maybe some like snow for a little bit of a brief period of time there in some areas, so that'll be kind of nice. And we see this next little storm system eject into the plains Friday. Doesn't seem like it does too much. But then we see this kind of come out of the Gulf here. So this is Sunday or Saturday evening. We have this little storm system in the northeast Gulf there, kind of off the coast of Florida, and we have the cold air in place, so we can see freezing rain and some snow across Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama there. There's a lot of uncertainty of what's going to happen in the southeast winter weather-wise next weekend, so I kind of want to talk about that for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get on the southeast here. So we can see this is Saturday evening. We have some light snow in areas of Georgia, South Carolina. It's freezing rain for the south. The GFS is a pretty far south solution of freezing rain all the way down in like almost the low country of South Carolina and South Georgia, Central Georgia though. Not a lot of snow at all. The Canadian on the other end. Oh, timing is also different as well. We can see the Canadian. Another model has this happening like Friday evening, and we can see a lot more snow and much further north as well. And then we go back to the Euro. Zoom in on the same area here. And we can see it has it happening Friday afternoon. We can see we get that freezing rain, a pretty significant ice storm with some snow in some areas as well. So a lot of uncertainty, but definitely around the Friday, Saturday time frame. I do want to look for a potential another winter storm again for the southeast. So we'll have to see really what it's looking like for that. Does look like we're going to see that though, and so we're going to talk about that again on Wednesday, or as we get closer to it. We can kind of nail down the timing with it because right now it's pretty uncertain. So yeah, and then we take a look at our previous storm system to kind of go back again. Let's go back to Wednesday and the Euro here. A lot less snow in Kentucky, Tennessee, Wednesday night, and a lot less snow overall with that whole first portion of that along that front. But then we get this, kind of almost kind of like a nor'easter that kind of rides up the East Coast, brings a pretty good amount of snow, which the GFS does not have it looking or doing that much. Go back to the GFS here, and oh yeah, we go back to the GFS and we can see kind of has it riding up the northeast or riding up the East Coast, but doesn't really look as good, and it's too far off. So we'll have to see if the Euro can. It's going to be correct on this, but if it is, we'll definitely be seeing a lot more impacts than if we just had the GFS occur. So we'll have to see about that. And then even after this, so we go towards the kind of the later portion of the month after, like the 21st, like going up to like the 25th. It does look like this pattern where the east is colder than the west, or generally like we have troughing in the east. It's likely going to continue. We can see even next Sunday we still have that, and that's really stays around for the whole Euro run. I mean, we can see the temperatures on hour 240. We can't take a look at that because I don't have Total Weather Plus, but you can see the troughing for pretty much the whole run in the east. So that's kind of a good sign. We go back to the GFS here, and where is it? Right here. All right, and yeah, we can see that. I mean, generally, why is my computer so slow tonight? We can see we have it pretty much for the east as well. No, not really any substantial ridging that goes on in the east. Just brief warm-ups for more cool-downs. So yeah, it looks pretty good for that. We even go back to the 12Z just for maybe a little more accuracy. We don't really get any like sustained significant warm-ups in the east like what we had in early December. Or not early December, early January, late December in the east, where it was like really, really warm, like very warm in the southeast as well. Don't see that happening anytime soon. I just see maybe some brief warm-ups, like temperatures getting up to maybe a little bit above average, but then cooling right back down. So good sign for people that like snow in the south. I think we're going to have other opportunities think it's we're going. I think we're continuing the pretty active pattern. But now I want to switch topics to severe weather because Wednesday or not Wednesday. This is Wednesday. We have a marginal risk for areas of Texas, Louisiana and Mississippi. Let's just kind of take a look at that, see what we could be looking at. We're going to use the 18Z run of the NAM. Of course, my computer is being very slow today. I don't know why. It wasn't like this before. It's normally not this bad, but today it's pretty bad. Or not pretty bad, it's very bad. I think Pivotal Weather is having problems because the maps don't load yet. All right, well, we're going to get COD open here. So we could take a look at Wednesday real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't know Pivotal Weather was... I knew it did it for the GFS. That's why I'm not using just Pivotal Weather, but... Let's take a look at COD. And we could see Wednesday afternoon. We do see kind of a squall line that indicates, or the NAM indicates kind of forming in this area. Let's take a look at just some simple stuff. Let's take a look at dews. We can see, oh, that's a sharp cutoff. Okay, so we can see along this front here, we have plenty of moisture, dews in the 60s or upper 50s. Not bad, not bad. Kind of want to go back to simulated reflectivity. Do we have a... Okay, nothing. There's some interesting feature kind of right here I wanted to look at. But I don't know. Oh yeah, we can see a pretty sharp cutoff right there. I mean, in an hour, Houston goes from a dew point of 64 to a dew point of 39. I don't know if that's actually going to occur, but that's a pretty significant cutoff. We can see temperatures with this. Yeah, look at that. Just plunge on the backside. Pretty interesting. But let's take a look at some things like instability. Take a look at ML Cape. Instability Wednesday and Wednesday night it's actually pretty good in Texas. I mean, 1,000 to 1,500 Cape is not bad. I mean, to say the least. I mean, it's pretty good. Just take a sounding right here real quick on COD. This is gonna probably take a while. Because COD. Okay. So this is in Texas. After dark, right to the north of Houston, we can see. Not bad. I mean, we can see thermodynamics are okay. Shear is not really shear in the hood. I mean, it doesn't look to be supportive of. Okay, what did I just draw? It doesn't really look to be supportive of tornadoes. But definitely a damaging wind threat and a maybe a little bit of a smaller hail threat as well. And let's take a look at some other stuff like 3 and 1 kilometer helicity. I mean, that's okay. We'll take a look at 1 kilometer helicity and highest up to in Mississippi. So I'll have to see about that. I'm not looking at supercell composite or STPs. I don't think those are going to help us at all. I guess let's go back to simulated reflectivity. Just try to take some soundings here. So looks like the NAM is indicating a pretty overnight event. We have this complex of storms though right there. I want to take a sounding with that because maybe we could have a supercell threat as well. Maybe, I mean, it's a lot better of a tornado threat than on the other sounding we took by Houston overnight. This is at 21Z as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 21Z. This is like, I think this is 3 p.m. That's Central Time. We can see instability is a bit more limited, but we definitely have a little bit better shear for maybe a little bit higher of a tornado threat up in that area. So very interesting. If we get a slight risk, I do kind of feel like we might. I do feel like we could. I do think it'll extend our marginal maybe a little further northwest. Maybe put a slight, we'll have to see. But that's wrap up this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will be back on Wednesday. We'll look at that. We'll look at this again, and we'll look at go back into the potential. I guess you could say, wintry weather in the southeast later this week. But yes, goodbye.